Panos London, with support from the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, produced a photography exhibition at the UN headquarters during May 2009. It showed the impact that desertification has had on people's lives in Ethiopia and Sudan.
I think it's great. It's very informative. I mean, it's very eye-catching and colourful, and the pictures are beautiful, the people's faces are amazing. And then when you read it, there's so much information there. And especially to see these oral testimonies here in the United Nations building, where sometimes I think people are making big decisions which affect very ordinary people all over the world. And those ordinary people's voices are sometimes the last things that we hear.
The exhibition was based on testimonies and photos collected by Ethiopian and Sudanese development workers, photographers and journalists. The testimonies highlight the wide-ranging consequences of desertification, from migration for work or conflict over resources to changing traditions and the changes in women's roles.
I like to put faces on the problem, because in the meeting they are like, it's really broad issues and not really concrete things. This is like really concrete things about what people think.
The images tell the stories of those affected by desertification.
This exhibition is very unique because it tells the problem of Ethiopia and Sudan by the communities themselves, who are very much affected. Really, these are the most affected communities, who observe their own problems and try to find solutions for them also.
Showing the human impact of desertification reveals that it's not just an environmental problem, but one that affects many different aspects of people's daily lives.
I think this exhibition graphically brings to life what we see in the literature. We spend thousands of hours reading articles, and it's black and white, and we don't recognize that their faces, their communities, there are landscapes that are impacted by what we're reading and by what we are debating here over the next 2 weeks.
I'm struck by their awareness that these problems are being exacerbated, and that there needs the urgent need for them to be addressed so that future generations can be in a better standing than they are. Their awareness of that I was very touched by.
Participants at the event were encouraged to write their reflections to the photographs in a visitor's book, which will be returned to the communities where the stories were originally collected. We need to ensure that more and more voices of those most affected by development issues are heard at high-level events like this.
Usually we get exhibitions about internationals giving their point of views and everything, but it's not the same. When it's coming from the locals, we really get the reality of how things happen, what is the main problem, what they go through and everything. And it's this like talking to them and having them alive in there. This is what we really need.
I think it's amazing. I think it's very important. It reminds me that this idea that expertise lies in many areas, not just people who are in the university or researching or this or that, but people who actually are experiencing different things, have a great level of expertise about their situation and about the things that affect their lives, and their voices are usually silenced, but hopefully through the organization like this, we're able to listen, or people in power are able to listen better and understand better what people are actually going through.